Alright guys, right, today's Friday video, this is going to be about the way that I've realised that becoming more masculine, becoming more manly, has actually made anxiety seem very sort of childlike and very easy to deal with. And that's not to say that I don't feel anxious ever. I still get periods where I feel a wee bit anxious and not sure what to do, and it is part of life. Like, things happen, they stress you out and you need to deal with it. But since I've started my journey of self-improvement, and you might find this as well if you've been doing self-improvement stuff for quite a while, is you feel like you're more in control of your life because you're actively going in and trying to fix something. You're actually going in trying to improve things in your life. It's your character, your money, your personality, the way you look. Anything that's in part of self-improvement tends to give you a sense of control in your life, which when you're not in self-improvement stuff and you're just living life and letting things happen, you don't really get that. You have that sort of loss of control. And something that I've realised with myself compared to my older self, when I was just going to uni, I think I was 17 when I moved out to go to uni, and like, I used to be anxious pretty much every single day, mostly because I've got a thing, like the self-image thing, where I want to be like on time. I want to be making sure that I'm doing things right, I'm working hard and stuff, but I didn't really have the infrastructure in place in my life in terms of my mental health, especially my life experience, which is another thing, and just generally the habits that I carried in my life weren't as strongly ingrained into me, or the good habits anyway. And it used to be things like, I used to have to go across the city to go to the gym and do some training before I'd have to come back, go to lectures and stuff, and then I'd have, I don't know, some sort of group project or something that I'm working on which I need to meet up in later in the day. And having all those things in the day would make me quite anxious to make sure that I'm getting it all right and making sure that I'm there and I'm not forgetting anything. So literally sleeping was pretty shit. Like, my quality of sleep was so bad. If I had to get up, get a train at like 6:10 or something, I was waking up at 4:30, getting my breakfast, and I would literally just be sitting about for 5-10 minutes and stuff before I leave the house, just because because I had that much time, but I didn't want to. I had used that extra time to reduce the anxiety that I would get. And like, I'd walk it was like a 20-minute walk to the train station, but I was walking so quickly to try and make sure I'm not late, even though I've got like half an hour, maybe 40 minutes to get to the train station. Because I'm like, oh, but I need to find the platform, and what if the platform's changed, and what if the train comes early and leaves without me, and I'm there and I'm going to be late for training. And literally, when you go to sleep like that, you're constantly thinking, oh, but what if my alarm doesn't go off? What if my phone dies in the middle of the night? And if that was that shit, like, I've got similar things now. I need to wake up early for work and make sure I get the right bus and go into town. Where in the past, it took me months, and I wasn't even used to it. I've been in Edinburgh for 1 month now, and it took me like 2 weeks to get used to that. Just because I needed to learn the bus timetables and stuff and know when buses come. And it was literally like, before bed, I'm checking, right, when's the bus time? Okay, this is the one I want to get. Is there one that I can get if I miss that? And I'm still on time for work, and there was, but I'd always get the earlier bus just because I'd rather be early and be able to sit and relax before I get there. But now, because I've done things to make myself more masculine, I'm more muscular, I'm leaner. I like to journal and meditate, although that has been slacking off a little bit over the last few weeks, while I'm trying to, like, my life is kind of all over the place at the moment in terms of where I'm living, because I'm moving in a few days' time to a place where I'm actually going to be for a few months, so I can actually get my routines back together. And it sounds like a bit of an excuse, and to be quite frank, it is. It's a really weird minor thing, but I like to have like a table where I can sit and have breakfast, and then I can journal and stuff, and I can do my work. But at the place I am at the moment, there's nothing like that. My bedroom's a tip because there's clothes all over the place. I don't have a laundry basket, and I can't put stuff in the washing machine just now because the drying rack's full and all my flatmates' washing's in the machine. so I need to let that stuff dry before I pack it away. But I've got nowhere to pack my clothes away because I've not got drawers, I've not got somewhere places, just small shit like that, where it's not really optimal for me to live here long term. So that's kind of thrown off a lot of the things that I want to do. But I know, like, I have full confidence when I get into the new place, it's going to be right. Everything's away. I can get stuff out of the way. I can keep the place clean. This is my place now. I can live and organise things in the way that makes my life more optimal. And I think over the last few weeks, like I said, I've experienced that anxiety, but because I've gotten my life more in a masculine mindset, or I have a more masculine mindset now, and I feel like I'm more in control. I've experienced a little bit of life. I'm only 20 years old, turning 21 shortly, and over the last 3 years, I've learned a lot of life is tough, and there's no way to avoid being anxious about things. And I think the way now, when I get anxious, I'm like, I know what to do. I know that this is just a passing feeling. I know that things are going to be easy to get into the next thing. I know how to get things done. For example, my car was in the garage for about a week and a half, so I couldn't drive the train, so I'd get the bus back and I'd have to organise a lift. And then there was one day I couldn't get a lift in the train, so I had to walk. But I knew this, and I knew I had the time to do it. So I was like, okay, I'll just walk. That's what I'll do. That's how I'm going to get things sorted. In the past, I'd be almost scared to kind of think about these things, but now it's like, I know I just need to do things. So no matter, the anxiety always comes from the loss of control of your circumstances. But I can guarantee you, if you're to do some work to increase your masculinity, increase your testosterone, all these things, getting your sunlight, sleeping your 8+ hours per night, exercising regularly, training legs especially, doing a bit of cardio, having some sort of competition in your life, all increases your testosterone, increases your feeling of manliness and your control in life. And guys, life gets so much easier and clearer to see. Like, life is still tough, but it's the way you're able to navigate and know what to do becomes so much easier. I guarantee if you put in some work over the next 3 to 6 months to increase your testosterone, you'll feel more masculine. You'll feel more in control of things. You'll feel more comfortable around women. You'll be able to hold conversations better. You won't be afraid of as many people. And you can go in to life with this attitude of, yeah, this is probably not going to be easy, but if anything happens, I'll be able to do something about it. Guys, become more manly, and anxiety is literally like child's play. It's just another thing that happens in life. It's like in rugby, you will drop a ball at some point. What are you going to do? Sit and procrastinate on that, sit and feel sorry for yourself? Like, if that's in the middle of the game, you drop a ball, you do nothing. Other team can just pick up the ball, run and score a try because you've just stood there like, oh no, I dropped the ball. Nah, life goes on. Become more manly. Realise that although life is going to be tough, you need to keep going. No matter what happens. It sounds all beautiful and that when things are going right to say that. Like when I was at home living with my parents, I didn't have to do the washing. I didn't have to cook food regular. I'd maybe cook once or twice a week just because I need to eat a wee bit more, and I've got a different schedule from everyone that I live at home, so I'd have to cook a couple of different meals just to make sure I'm fed. But I don't know what I was talking about then. I'd lived on my own for about a year previously, but I wasn't paying for the flat. I wasn't paying for my bills. My parents were paying for that. They were looking after me. Now I have to pay the shit. I understand. I'm controlling my life more. I'm getting into that more independent lifestyle of actually being an adult, being a man. Once you do that, you realise that stuff like anxiety, yeah, it's going to be there, but you'll be able to look at it and be like, yeah, okay, let's go. We'll move anyway. That's what you need to do. You just need to keep moving. See you guys in the next video.